Hello HBARMY. As many of you know, Hedera Hashgraph and the whole market right now is crashing. This video will be a little bit different because I just want to speak about Hedera Hashgraph and why I invested in it in the first place. Now, if I did not believe that Hedera Hashgraph could overthrow Bitcoin or Ethereum or Cardano or Dogecoin in the next 5, 10, 20 years, I would not be invested. And yes, my time horizon might be a little bit different than all of you. Some of you may be a little bit older. Some of you may be a little bit younger and you want to see profit much faster and you're not as patient. But that is why I invested in the first place. Now, no matter where you are in your life, if you do not see your project, your investment doing crazy returns in the future and just achieving milestones that have never been seen before, you should not be invested. It doesn't matter if it's Hedera Hashgraph, if it's real estate, if it's stocks, if it's cattle, like anything that you're invested in, you should have an expectation for greatness. You should have an expectation for excellence. And that's what I believe with Hedera Hashgraph. That's why we cover it every single day, multiple times sometimes. Like this is literally my second video in a row. Like I just finished recording a video that I am about to upload now about Hedera Hashgraph, and I'm making this because I want to clarify some things. And I just want to speak to you all personally. And this is going to be a little bit different. It's just going to be me talking. But again, anything that you're invested in, you should be invested because you truly believe that it can change the world in some way, that it brings something different and unique to the table that no other company or investment can do for you. And that's why we are invested in Hedera Hashgraph. That's why I'm invested. And that's why whenever it goes from 45 cents to down to 20 cents, I do not freak out. I have the same emotions, the same outlook on Hedera Hashgraph as I did when it was going up every single day to 45 cents. From 4 cents to 45 cents all the way to 20 cents, I truly feel the exact same way. I was not ecstatic when it went up, and I'm not happy or mad right now that it's coming down. I will be super happy though if it comes back down to 4 cents, 3 cents. Like, wow, that would be a dream come true actually. And that's exactly what perspective you should have with any one of your investments, because in 20 years, 10 years, they will be around and they will be much more valuable than they are now. And you should believe that, because again, if it dips and it keeps dipping and dipping and dipping and you lose 50+% of your investment, you'll buy the dip, so you lower your cost average. And it's really just as simple as that. Like, there is no need to complicate it. And the first step is to do your research, to compare. And I know it can be tricky sometimes because, for example, Telcoin is one that I covered a couple days ago. And I compared it to Bitcoin, to Monero, to Dash, to Zcoin, to Terra Luna, to so many other peer-to-peer currencies that almost do the exact same thing. And that's part of the reason why I believe Hedera Hashgraph can surpass Bitcoin in the future, because the end game of Bitcoin, that utility that it brings to the table, is peer-to-peer currency. And yes, you can argue that it's decentralized in a way that no other cryptocurrency is, and no one's really in control of it, blah, blah, blah. But the utility is just peer-to-peer currency. And if nobody uses it in 5, 10, 50 years, it's going to be gone. But we believe that the ecosystem of Hedera Hashgraph will continue to grow in the future. That's what I believe. And that's what you should believe with any one of your investments. You should think that and truly believe that in the future it will continue to grow. And again, number one thing that you need to do is do your research. And it can be tricky, again, with my example with Telcoin, because there are a lot of other cryptocurrencies that do the exact same thing as Telcoin, and people were mad at me for actually pointing that out. They were like, how dare you? We are so much different. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong with Telcoin again. That is why they did their own research, hopefully, and they are truly convinced in their investment. But step number one, do your research. And step number two is remove your emotions from it. Because even if it's the best project in the whole world, like if truly Hedera Hashgraph or SingularityNet or any one of these become number one in 5, 10, 20 years, expect a lot of volatility. So that's why you should remove your emotions. Because let's take Hedera Hashgraph, because we're speaking about them right now. let's say in 10 years they become number one in the whole world, the number one project in the whole world, right? But between now and then, you should expect a lot of volatility. Even if we are to hit number one, we're not going to go up in a straight line. Like, that's impossible. Okay? So expect volatility. Now, worst case, the worst thing you could do if we become number one is sell, obviously, right? Because you've done your due diligence, you've done your research, you've done your homework, and you believe in the project. But now, if we go down 50% and you get scared and sell, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna wait 6 months, a year to buy back in. Now let me see what happens with this project. And then it just continues to go up, 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 and you miss out, and you just like, okay, let me keep waiting, and you never buy back in. Or another case is you sell out of Hedera Hashgraph and you put your money in another investment that does good or bad, doesn't really matter, but you completely forget about Hedera Hashgraph. And then in a couple years, you're going to regret it. So again, remove your emotions from it. And this advice is applicable to what's going on right now because the whole crypto market is crashing. So and I have nothing to hide from y'all in the sense of I'm trying to be as honest with you as possible. Like, if I was scared right now, I would tell you. I'd be like, I'm freaking out. Like, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. But I really don't care. And I made a video just now about worst case scenario for Hedera Hashgraph, what could happen to the price of it. And I would be happy. Worst case scenario goes down to 5 cents, 3 cents, 1 cent. Wow. Absolutely wow. And that's the outlook that you should have with any one of your investments. Again, I just wanted to speak into the camera and to you guys, like, just give you some advice, like, from amen to you, and hopefully you all get it. Yeah, that's all I have. Like, we truly believe Hedera Hashgraph is superior in many ways. Space Chain, Singularity Net, Quantsam, Stellar Lumens, Ripple XRP in their own ways. And you never know. They could be the top 6 in a couple of years. Like, it could be number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Like, and also, you have to also remember that each project, each company has its lifespan. So Apple right now is the number 1 stock in the whole world. It was not that way a couple years ago. Before, it was the likes of ExxonMobil. I think it was like number 1 in 2008. So companies take turns. Projects take turns. Even countries take turns becoming the world dominating power. Like, there is no such thing as eternal domination. So these could take turns. For example, Hedera Hashgraph could be number 1 first, and then by 2100 or 2050, Singularity Net could be number 1 because its project has a much longer timeline and it's a different mission, it's a different business model. So that's also something that you should keep in mind. Diversification is good in many ways, so you can get the best of both worlds. And I hope you all appreciate this. Leave a like real quick if you haven't yet already. If you appreciate this like directness and conversating type of video, just show your support. Tap the like button real quick and share my channel with people that you know that you want to get into the crypto sphere right now. Let them see what we have to offer on this channel. Share this with them. I appreciate you all. Until next time, y'all know what it is. Mr. Mufleh, out.